welcome back to another episode of FHS's Season Tickets, the first show of the year, 2017, new year. Mike had a good New Year's Eve at the movie theaters.
Yeah, I was working hard, missing the college football playoff. We'll still get into that.
Yeah, but we had crazy college football. I mean, not crazy, but many games in college football. Most of them predictable, though. And college basketball, NFL, all the good stuff in sports this last 2 weeks while we've been on break. Mike, do you want to hit it off for us?
Yeah, let's start off with the one sport that you didn't mention, the NBA. Really, the biggest thing that happened in the NBA.
Oh,
really,
yeah.
the only thing that happened over our Christmas break was Cavs-Warriors. Christian, I'll go to you. Tell us what happened in the game and what your thoughts of the game were.
Kyrie's what happened.
Okay.
Ooh,
Well, that was our cameraman. Oh, boy. Cameraman
That's
exposed.
biggest fan right there.
See, we were supposed to have a cameraman video,
Reveal when we
But-
showed you how we make every video.
but that didn't happen Christmas time, and it's not going to happen until next year. Sorry, folks.
No, this year.
We're not going to
It'll
do it.
be this year.
Oh,
It'll be
yeah.
2017.
Okay, this year, I guess.
So Cavs Warriors game, back and forth, rematch between the finals. It was a good game. The Warriors blew a 14-point lead at the fourth quarter, like 7-minute mark. You could argue those were those calls should have went towards Golden State, but I think the ref made a right decision with the no call, and that's that.
Yeah, I think what's weird about that game is, for some reason, I just had complete faith in the Cavs pulling that out. I felt like they were going to win the whole time, and they ended up winning that. Even though they got up 14, the Warriors, they got up 14 quick, so they couldn't establish momentum, in my opinion. So they just lost the lead. LeBron with a good momentum-changing dunk. Richard Jefferson dunking over Klay Thompson. I want that poster in my room right now. That was one of the best dunks I've seen live.
By a 30-year-old man.
Yeah, especially 36-year-old man. He definitely got his 25-year-old body back with the Nets for Christmas. But other than that, I think that the Cavs right now have the mental edge over the Warriors. I don't know if that's going to change. And I knew that if we got down to the Warriors having to hit a last-second shot, they're not going to do that because they don't know who to give the ball to. Should we give it to Curry? Should we give it to Durant? And Durant's never been known as a clutch player, but he's known as the best player on that team right now. So I think there's controversy going on right now on who to get to the ball to at the end. And Durant, thanks for choking that, buddy, because that might have been a foul, but it was a touch foul at most. Yeah. They're not going to call that at the end of the game with emotions running high. Yeah, it's a touch foul at most by RJ, and he just stumbled. He was looking like Stanley from The Office, just dribbling it like that. Mike, you want to go? Give your analysis.
I totally agree with you that the Cavs have the mental edge over the Golden State Warriors. I think that game showed it, the Cavs being resilient to come back. And also, the Cavs start DeAndre Liggins.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a huge loss that the Cavs have instead of J.R. Smith. But I really don't think that Kyrie's shot is going to make any difference once the final comes. I think both the teams are going to forget what happened in this matchup. But the Cavs being able to compete with the Warriors with DeAndre Liggins on the floor for probably 25, 30 minutes instead of J.R. Smith. Even though he has been playing good defense, J.R. Smith provides such a different dynamic to the offense that DeAndre Liggins just can't do. And if he keeps playing good, he could maybe play 15 minutes in the finals if they do meet the Warriors, which we're all expecting that to happen. And he could run around and chase Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, face guard him. So he's been looking a little bit promising, but still J.R. is going to be a great help once he comes back. And also, the only other thing that I think happened in the NBA, James Harden had a 15 game.
Yeah, I was playing someone in fantasy who had him, and I still won by 2 points.
James Harden had 50 points, 15 or 16 rebounds, and 17 assists.
Yeah.
It was the first 15 since Wilt, I think.
Yeah,
I think
it
that's the first.
Oh, it was first ever?
Yeah, which is crazy.
As we get closer down to the end of the season, it's going to be interesting to see who whittles themselves away.
I think Harden's winning the MVP race right now.
That's
Westbrook's
nuts.
been playing
From
crazy,
not
too.
making an All-NBA team last year. I want to actually see.
Holy cow.
I want to actually see what his stats. I mean, they've obviously improved greatly, but I don't think they've improved as much to say
I think
he should
people
be an
just-
MVP this
they
year.
were snoozing on him.
Yeah,
last year.
I don't think they've improved as much to say he's an MVP this year, but he wasn't on an All NBA team. He wasn't.
His team
He was not a.
has gotten a lot better
top,
too. His
like,
record.
Yeah, but like you're trying to tell me that he wasn't like a top. What would it have to be? 15 player in the NBA last year? I think that would be
Well,
false.
who was the first team shooting guard? Who were the first team guards? It was
It would be
Steph
Westbrook
and-
and Steph.
Oh, Westbrook. And who are the second team? Did Kyle Lowry make it over Harden?
Oh,
I
definitely,
don't even
easily
know.
Kyle
I don't
Lowry
even know
made
the
it.
first team, second teams.
It was Westbrook, Curry, LeBron, Cousins probably. He's in
See,
there,
I
but
don't
I just don't
understand that.
agree with Harden not being top 3 shooting guard. You could even put him at point guard like last year
The
even.
point guard position
So-
is crazy
Yeah.
deep this year. If you count Harden as a point guard, Curry, Kyrie,
Oh, I don't count Harden
Harden,
as a point guard.
He's like-
Wall,
he's like a combo.
Lillard,
Yeah, I don't-
Chris Paul, like. All
But the
those
thing is,
guys.
all these point guards are like combo guards.
Most of
Except
them,
for
yeah.
like Chris Paul, he's like the only true
Like
point
pure
guard.
point
And he's
guard,
still putting up
yeah.
points. That's why I love Chris Paul. But now I think we should
Clippers
move
are
on
trash.
to the NFL.
Hey,
Our
We
Cleveland
won a
Brownies
game.
winning a game
No,
while
my-
we were on break, and I was mad at first, but thank
0 and
God the
16
49ers.
parade.
They
Canceled.
almost choked
They almost
away.
tried stealing another game, which
Yeah.
I was kind of like not fond
Yeah, I was
of.
like,
'Cause,
everyone
you know,
was like, it's gonna be a miracle if we win this game.
I
I'm like,
want my
it's gonna
man
be.
crush,
Yeah.
Myles Garrett.
I think
on
we're
the
about to
Browns.
draft him. I think we're picking him if everything goes well in the combine. But
If we take a quarterback, I'm gonna be utterly pissed.
yeah, dude, Trubisky will slide to, like out of the top 10. I don't think a quarterback's being taken in the top 10. in this draft.
I'll take Deshaun Kaiser with the second pick, with like
I mean,
our second first round.
I would
pick.
I would take him too. 13
I would consider
overall.
taking a quarterback, Watson, Kaiser, Trubisky at 13 if they're there. I don't think there's any way he falls to
Yeah.
13. But I could see Watson or Kaiser.
Yeah, but
My other man crush, Jamal Adams.
you like Jamal Adams?
Dude, I want him to just drop. I want people to just be sleeping on him.
All right.
They're not going to be snoozing on.
So I think that's enough with the draft. But I mean, one thing
You
to
know who I
note.
saw at third in Matt Miller's mock draft?
Oh, that one QB.
Quarterback
yeah.
from Wyoming. I was like, is
You
this
can't-
the next Carson Wentz?
You
Mhm.
can't doubt Matt Miller's
Yeah.
mock draft.
He had Jabril Peppers going like 29th or 27th too.
Every time he posts like his big boards, Jabril's going down.
I mean, he did disappear in the Michigan game, so on offense at least.
Well, he was hurt.
Well, he disappeared. He did.
He was in the press box, so.
Yeah. So, no, but one thing to note is the Eagles did beat down the stretch. Me and Michael were talking about this. They beat the Giants and the Cowboys
Kill
down
me.
the stretch. That pick moved from number 8 to number 13. It's
Yeah.
pretty upsetting, but Christian also did point out it's a really deep draft. I don't know how
Yeah.
much talent disparity is from the 8 and 13 overall pick. So that's something good to note for the Browns. But other places in the NFL, you always have to bring up the Cowboys when you're talking about the NFL. And the quarterback controversy might have gotten a little bit controversial with Tony
Everybody
Romo.
hate on me for
First
saying
of all-
Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Every single drive he's been in, touchdown.
Yeah.
Should he be the MVP? I think so.
Yeah, but if you don't know what we're talking about, our co-host Michael over here said that Tony Romo should
I
start
still
over
don't
Dak
think I
Prescott
might not be that wrong.
after week 4. After week 4, he said that Tony Romo should start over Dak when he comes back. Again, that was proven wrong by
I
Dak
wouldn't say
going
it's been
12 and
proven
2.
wrong.
Dak going 12 and 2. Well, you can't, or 13.
Oh yeah, 12 and 2.
12 and 2. You can't count that loss, even though he did start. You
No, he
cannot
didn't.
count that. Oh, he didn't start.
He didn't start the Eagles game. He played like the
didn't start the
first
Eagles
half
game?
against the first game that he won, but then he
Oh.
didn't play at all in the Eagles game.
Okay. Well, anyways, the Cowboys, like Tony Romo, looking like a good backup coming to the playoffs, and some trade value there. Any other NFL stories you boys want to talk about?
People are snoozing on Romo. Now we're going to jump into college football. Before we get into the college football playoff, just going to quickly sum up what really happened in the other major bowl games. Jabril Peppers sat out of the Orange Bowl against Florida State, and Florida State ended up winning at the end. What were the other big games? Jake Butt did tear his ACL. It's fuel to the
Sucks.
fire to the should college prospects sit out.
Yeah. I wouldn't really call that a meaningless bowl game. I mean, it was It was a pretty big bowl
It's a
game.
New Year's
but
Six game. Like, that's pretty big.
yeah, I guess you're not playing for a championship though. And if you think about it, if you had the NBA players go into like another playoff, not for the NBA World Championship or some professional team, and these guys now consider themselves professional. So I see that side of the story, but I don't think you should sit out of those type of bowl games. I mean, I could see you sitting out a Senior Bowl, but not a New Year's Six game, as Mike said. And
College football bowl games have been getting crazy ratings. Like, I want to say the New Mexico versus UTSA game was played at the same day, and this game was like not like that interesting, like two bad teams. Played at the same day as Louisville, Kentucky, which went down to the wire. New Mexico UTSA had almost double the viewers.
Wow.
That's pretty incredible
people
how
just- I
much
feel like
bigger
people
college
just-
football is than college basketball.
yeah, and people just flip on a channel and they just see college football. They just have it on in the background. I mean, that might be like a little bit
That's what
better
I
just
do a
for
lot.
some background, like action. And I think we gotta talk about it though, for sure. We have to talk about Ohio State and
Can
Clemson.
he play quarterback?
Oh.
So I couldn't see the Ohio State Clemson game because I was working. Like you made a joke earlier on in the show. Nick, I'll go to you first, and then Christian. What do you guys notice? Like I've heard a lot of stuff about the offensive line play for Ohio State being really poor. How did Clemson just dominate Ohio State?
Well, I was at the New Year's party, but I was still watching. Once we got down, though, I had like big 17-0 going into the fourth quarter.
I kind of just like.
I
tuned
really
out,
had to
just
start
fine-tuned,
tuning out.
Yeah.
But first of all, JT Barrett can't get anything going down the field. I'm not going to say that's totally the offensive line. But yes, there was problems with the offensive line, keeping him upright, keeping him pressure away from his face. It was hard to do, and then it's just a really young team. I don't know how much like we were gonna do against that Clemson, the veteran lineup, and
That's overrated.
I think well, you see, always said they had potential, but for what they were doing at that time, overrated. Deshaun Watson didn't even look like a Heisman player, and he was there at the Heisman finalist. But I think that Ohio State was just doing offensive line struggles, and they didn't have any momentum and no veteran leadership.
Not bad for an overrated team.
I
being
think
in the
Ohio
title.
State just got dominated both ways. Their offense couldn't get anything going, so they needed to rely on their defense to get something going, and they couldn't do anything for them. Decided to provide a couple stops,
Hooker had a nice pick. I saw that.
Forced turnovers that the Ohio State can capitalize off of. But that one side of Ohio State's line is just they're just exposing it the whole time, and they can't really do anything. Ohio State couldn't really do anything about it, and I really think those two pass interference calls kind of hurt their confidence going forwards into the game. Because they had those two pass interference calls, it would have been in Clemson's territory. Maybe might have scored some points, but
Ohio State getting shut out for the
Shut
first
out.
time in over 20 years. That's incredible.
That
In the
kinda,
college football playoff, getting shut out. The Big Ten has been outscored the past 2 years in the college football playoff 69-0.
I don't know. If Alabama loses it, I'll be pretty shocked.
I'll be happy.
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be shocked. Clemson's just that good.
Yeah.
They are loaded. The ACC had a really good bowl season.
Let's move on to the Washington.
Yeah. We'll get into the Washington-Alabama game right now.
Washington
Washington
was
drove
shocking
down the
me.
field,
Washington was shocking me, dude. They were actually
Early.
playing good.
and then that pick six
Oh,
ruined
yeah.
everything.
Yes, again, Alabama's defense making really it was like 17. It was 17 to 7, and there was only one touchdown from Alabama
Washington-
from that
Washington
one
was
offensive touchdown. So
off that punch is
yeah,
stupid.
yeah, but again, Alabama's defensive efforts. It will be interesting to see at Clemson, like they're saying. But what were
Do
we
you-
really seeing with the Washington-Alabama game? Other than defense dominating, was that really the whole story for
Yeah.
Alabama?
That's what I think. And then things got kind of chippy at the end. And Jonathan Allen called him soft.
Yeah.
Did you see what Jake Browning was saying as he was running over to the bench to his offensive coordinator?
What was he saying?
He was like, "They're everywhere. They're effing everywhere. I have no time." It was just like,
They
That's
are. You
true,
got Tony
like-
Brown,
Right.
Tony Brown and Marlon Humphrey on the
Their
ends.
whole D lines.
All
a
five-star
bunch of,
recruits,
top 10
John.
picks.
They are.
Their backups are top
Williams.
five or
Yeah,
5-star
Deshaun
recruits.
Hand.
Foster.
Deshaun Hand was the #1 player in the
Jonathan
like
Allen.
2014 recruits, and he's
Their backup running
He's a
back's a
backup.
5-star recruit, like Damian
Bo
Harris. I think.
Scarborough.
Bo's a starter. Yeah, he had a huge game, 180
I don't know
yards.
why is he
Lane
even doing
Kiffin.
good this year?
Yeah. But the big story coming out just right now, like 5 minutes ago, Lane Kiffin will not be coaching the national title game. It's going to
Why?
be Steve Sarkisian. Kiffin is going to start focusing on his new head coaching job at FAU. So he won't be coaching. I think that might affect the Alabama offense. A lot of
Yeah.
people are saying that Lane was distracted and he should have just been running the ball. And he kind of cost Alabama what could have been like a 42-7 victory. Was only 24. So that'll be
Only.
interesting what Sarkisian can do. Yeah, Alabama plays bad and they still win by 17 against the 4th best team in the country. Like, that's pretty
Well,
ridiculous.
debatable 4th best team in the country.
They were ranked 4th, so I mean.
Yeah, they're
you gotta
ranked
give
the
it to them.
4th best team in the country.
If Penn State wins today, they could have an argument. I don't think they're going to win today, though.
Yeah.
I think USC beats them.
Joey Bosa is not gonna get like scouts are like, oh, he's not gonna break like 8, 9 sacks. He's got 11 and a half, you know, in 11 games.
Bosa's been a freak.
Wait,
That
how much does
Ohio
he have?
State team in 2015
Great.
and the Miami team of
Wait,
2002
how many
are the
sacks
2 best
does
teams that
Bosa
never won a
have?
title.
Bosa has 11 and a half sacks in 11 games.
That's ridiculous. That's
Imagine
a good
if
final
he played
note
all
to that.
16.
That's pretty crazy.
Maybe the Chargers head coach wouldn't be fired. Okay.
Oh, shots to end off that episode. We're just not even going to record an outro. That's just too much.